Hi guys, and welcome with me, the 40k Empress. We have a continuation of this particular story with Majorkill and Lotara Lore. We're going to further expand upon this, and now I'm going to explain what is the problem even more than last time. So, if you have not seen my previous video, you can go and see that. It was mainly about the second video that Majorkill did on Lotara and her apology. We're also going to take a look at that. Now we're going to take a look at the first video that he did, because we have to go from there to illustrate the issue here. So we're going to check some of the other channels that actually I totally forgot about when I was covering the Lotara situation. But yeah, firstly, Majorkill did mention some other small channels that are trying to, just make content with AI and still plagiarizing some of the lines or a whole bunch of text from other creators, and of course Majorkill in this case. So he handled these guys, or maybe they're not guys, who the heck knows, and Lotara a bit differently. Whereas Lotara actually had, I mean, she did the worst, because she actually managed to, for 2 weeks. I mean, for 2 weeks she managed to grow her channel a lot more than, well, 90% from all of YouTube. I mean, who has ever seen such a fast growth of a Warhammer creator? And actually, this is almost unprecedented growth in general, because, like, I don't know if 1% even could do this. And she did it through plagiarism. She basically took a bunch of what Majorkill said in his videos. I mean, the way that he writes his videos, and just copy and pasted it and said it in her voice. Now, there's a few things here about her voice. One is, of course, that Majorkill doubted that maybe she's not even she, maybe there was a man behind the channel. Okay, but then she did her apology video in which she presented herself as, well, herself, and showed the video with her cat, and thus proving that she is a female. Now, she does not want to show her face, which I totally get. I understand that. Not everyone, like myself, are willing to show their face on the whole internet. That's a thing. And as far as also some people have told me, Majorkill was a faceless channel before at some point, and then he decided to show himself, which is all kinds of okay, of course, that's not an issue. But Majorkill was in doubt that Lotara was actually an AI, and she used an AI voice. Okay, so there's one thing that he missed, and I discussed before, but we also have to mention it here to make sure that I'm briefing you here, guys. But he thought that she's an AI because she is mispronouncing some of the words in her lore plagiarized videos, like tyrannids. She couldn't say tyrannids and other words like that. And, firstly, there's a lot of content creators, when they first start with Warhammer, they don't actually pronounce some of the names correctly, because how everything is pronounced in Warhammer is specifically, well, made for Warhammer. That's one thing that could be an honest mistake. But the other thing is that she could have cloned her voice, which Majorkill did not mention. And so far, we have not gotten actually to the real issues here. So those are not the real issues. So cloning her voice is okay. It's fine. That's not a crime against anyone. Plagiarism is. That's like a YouTube crime, basically being a fraud. And the fact that she is, so freaking successful, that means that people did not register what she did. I mean, some certainly did, but most people didn't, because they still keep watching her and excusing this behavior. Because in the other parts of the real world, as we like to give this analogy, if you do a certain, a fraud, so to speak, and then people still get something from you, let's say that you are a seller and you're selling something, but you're selling like snake oil, or you're selling like a product that, well, in this case, let's say it's a product that has value, but you totally stole it from someone else, it's not your product, and you get super successful and you just blow up within days, which is literally what happened here. Within days, you just blow up and get success that most people cannot get for years, like literally. And then it comes out that you actually were a fraud, and instead of people to reject you and to say, no, no, I'm not gonna buy from this person anymore, because their success is because of the fraud, because of the lie, because of being disingenuous, all of those things that are equal to bad, you know, then, I mean, how to call such people? I mean, how to call people that would support someone that started off this way? Because this continuous success, it is due to this wrongdoing. And in this case, a YouTube crime. So I would call this type of people a sheep, basically. I mean, how can anyone call them anything different? How can you not be a sheep if you're literally just falling, like falling in line and keep watching her just because she said she is sorry? And you know, you just can't say that you're sorry when you consciously did this, because that's another thing. She wrote in a comment under, I think, I'm not sure actually under which video was it, but she literally wrote to Majorkill, I'm sorry Majorkill, I'm dyslexic, so me mispronouncing some words, and everybody, I mean, a lot of people in the comments were like, oh my gosh, oh poor you. Well, first, dyslexia does not affect intelligence in any kind of a way, and second, if that is the case, fine. If that is due to, I mean, you could not be dyslexic and still mispronounce words all the freaking time. You know, so that's one thing. And again, there's nothing wrong if she really cloned her voice to produce the videos faster. That is a legitimate way of doing things, you know. Okay, so it's not a problem if she used AI art as well, because AI art, well, it is very hard to work with, first. Second, most AI art just does horrible Warhammer stuff. I've used it many, many times myself. I try to work with it, to make something with it, and sometimes I'm very successful, but I tried dozens, and I gave money for that. It's not for free. Sometimes it is, like with the Copilot thing. Copilot can do really cool Warhammer stuff, but still they're not. So we cannot say how Majorkill actually said that it's stealing from creators. It just canning like such a like broad basic stuff, and it comes up with a mess pretty much. So it's like if you are not talented and you try to copy a talented artist, but you just start to write a stick figure, you're not really hurting the artist anyway. If you cannot afford an artist, or if you are an artist like I am, and if you cannot afford to spend days and weeks on one particular image only, because that is how it's going to take to create one really, really, really good image, then you resolve to something that will happen a lot quicker, although it's going to take a ton of tries and fails and tries and fails. But you're going to resolve to the AI, and that AI will still not be able to compare really to what a human can do. So it's not stealing, this is not this positioning of stealing the AI, and the artist here, the poor artist, no, because you cannot replace real artists with AI, you just can't. So that part of the thing, I dismiss it totally. There's something that it's not the problem here. So we are getting to, again, we touched upon the problem a bit, but we're getting to the main thing that is an issue here. So let's hear some parts of the first video, and then we're going to discuss. Okay.
Okay, so the first example I want to dive into that originally got my attention was a channel called Majorkill. They basically downloaded the script to 2 of my videos and then re-uploaded them using their own short intro and a new AI voice.
G'day guys and gal. Although every faction in 40k has their shares of L's and dubs, it isn't exactly a 50-50 split. Truck. Vehicles are often underrated and unappreciated by model creators.
They also use new editing, which I'm not sure if that editing was AI or themselves, but I'm going to assume it's AI because it's a bit spastic. Now yes, this was low effort trash that was never going to hit the big leagues. However, that is because these AI channels are mass-produced prototypes. They create like 100 AI channels with 100 different voices and strategies. Eventually a handful would stick. A lot of newcomers also wouldn't know what channels were known for what and could easily fall into the trap of watching a shitty AI lore video.
Yeah, and actually that's one of the things that is happening. A lot of new people will just watch Lotara not knowing what she did and just think that that is a legitimate source of Warhammer lore now. Okay.
Now in regards to Majorkill, I filed a copyright takedown request. Basically that means the channel has 7 days to remove the content, otherwise they get a strike. It's significantly friendlier than a straight up copyright strike, which I could have filed, but I would rather fire a warning shot first because
Which is good, what he did, what Majorkill did here is good.
copyright strike is like a declaration of war. The dude actually had the balls to email me being like, oh bro, it was just a misunderstanding, man. I'll be more careful, man. Sorry about this accident. Can you remove the takedown request? Like, fuck off, retard. These people have no shame. It was literally a 1-to-1 of my video transcript. I told him to get his head out of his ass and remove the videos, otherwise he would get the strike. Needless to say, those videos are gone and his lesson has been learned. Fortunately, YouTube
Yeah, but that is not what happened to Lotara. I mean, his attitude towards this guy and his attitude towards Lotara are different, but we're gonna get to that.
also understood the more complicated copyright situation and took my side on the copyright strike. Let's now move into another category of problematic AI, that just being low effort misinformation. I know some of the Timmies out there might be rolling their grave being like, wow, Majorkill, a bit hypocrite to talk about misinformation. Because 5 years ago I may have got some extremely minor things incorrect because 40k is extremely deep, complex and full of retcons and misinterpretations, but firstly, fuck those snobby basement dwelling Timmies, and secondly, ChatGPT and other AI softwares aren't advanced enough to understand 40k lore yet.
Actually, well, to a point they are, to a point they are not. I mean, there's a lot of things depending on the type of information that you wanna get or check. They could do that totally, and you can fact check it. In the beginning, there was a lot of things that were not good at all, and I mean, the AIs in general got things very, very wrong. That's not exactly the case now. Things have gotten better. But yeah, I really think that Majorkill maybe should update himself a bit on the AI because there's some things that he's not particularly well up to date with. That's kind of like another topic, but still, it's good to update yourself on this.
And will get massively confused. Not to mention they can't cite in-lore examples. The example channel for this is All 5 Did You Know? Their most powerful Space Marine video was actually about the Primarchs and includes no in-lore examples of anything.
Robout Guilliman, the Primarch of
Rebout Gilliman! Yeah, that's hilarious.
the Ultramarines, is often seen as the epitome of tactical genius.
It also misspells and mispronounces nearly all of the Primarch names. On top of that, the thumbnail and video art is all AI generated. The reason why that this is so bad for the community is because Warhammer honestly owes so much of its popularity to fan artists.
Okay, that here I have to agree to disagree. I mean, the artists are great. Warhammer artists are absolutely great. Okay, Majorkill and other people and myself, when we use actual art from people, we try to give credit on the screen or in the description, all those things. That is fine, you know. But then if there's too much that you have to show on the screen, there's just not as many Warhammer art. And there's also the official art that is from GW, that's everywhere and everyone can use it. It's out in the open on the internet. People have seen it a dozen, hundreds freaking time. Absolutely anyone did use it and will use it. So that's like in the common space. How was the word for that? But in this kind of a way, there's nothing wrong to do videos like this when you don't have money like Majorkill to pay to the artist to make their art for his video specifically. That's a ton of money, which we do not have. I mean, it's very easy to say this from your high horse of success, you know, but other people don't have this kind of money at all to hire an artist. Or even, like I said, even myself, I cannot hire even myself because it's gonna take me so much time to just create one one particular picture. And for a video that's just not worth it. I'm not gonna get my money back ever if I do this. Like, never on this picture. It's gonna be completely on the screen for what, 2 seconds for weeks, maybe even a month, depending on what picture it is, how many stuff are gonna be in it. Is it going to be a Primarch and a Starry? What is going to depict? This is not just like that. It is not.
Warhammer 40k has the best official and fan art out of all the fictional settings by far. I have made a video literally sucking the dick of 40k artists, and no one has spent even
Great, suck it then. Yeah, sure, do it. Support the artists. I salute you totally. Do it since you have the money, but do not expect that everyone are going to do that. So this particular part I just cannot agree with, because you only can say this from a very higher position, which a lot of people just don't have. They're not on this higher position.
close to the amount of money I have commissioning new 40k art and animations for the community, but obviously Games Workshop themselves. So anything that hurts the artist community in any way, I am the enemy of.
It does not hurt the artist community at all. Literally, if you cannot afford to pay an artist, you will not pay the artist. That's how it works. That's very similar to like video games, you know. If you cannot buy a video game, you don't want to buy it. You just want to like try it and then leave it, and you don't have such an option officially. You know, you're not going to buy it. You don't have the intention. You don't have the money. You're pirating it like for a few days, and then you leave it. So the company does not lose any money, because you're not, I mean, you did not ever intended to give them any money for it. So in that kind of a way, the artist did not lose anything, because once again, such amazing creations of art deserve, well, a lot of money. That's a lot of hours of work, and not everyone can afford to just make one picture, let alone what Majorkill did here, which are several pictures. Like several amazing art. I can't even imagine how much money is that.
The 40k art community is also super generous. They make their art for people to enjoy. I've spoken to and worked with many of the artists you would recognize: LJ Co, Alex Christie, Disharmonia. Without these artists, my channel wouldn't be where it is today. I've even spoken with the creator of Astartes. For some context, these images I'm showing on screen are all artworks I have paid to have made. I bet you would have seen at least some of them, and look, I'm fine with them getting reposted to Facebook or Reddit, racking up thousands of upvotes from the people that hate my guts because I made them for the community. The point is, fuck AI Warhammer art. It looks like ass anyway. But
yeah, and still gonna be used because we just can't afford anything else. So still gonna be used. A lot of people just don't use anything at all sometimes in their videos. They use images that are not even 40k. But when you can actually, now it's possible to use something that resembles 40k, of course that you're gonna do it. Of course that you're going to do it, and especially when AI art is what it is, and once again, it is so vastly different, and it's so freaking not what the original could be, then it just cannot hurt the artist. That's nonsense.
yeah, this style of AI lore channel will be the most numerous because there is no effort involved, and you can't copyright them for anything as they aren't directly stealing. I'm not too worried about them because the content is extremely shit. However, we still need to try crush this. If you see one pop up, either click don't recommend this channel.
Okay, and thank you so much to Not a Band Echo. I cannot read your whole name because it's like hidden, but thank you so much for the super chat. Justice for Peanut, the squirrel. Never forget. Oh my god, thank you so much for this. Gonna skip a little bit.
Money or potential behind these channels, the creators will move on. And finally, the most complex, startling, and disturbing AI example I want to discuss today. AI channels that are high effort and masquerade as humans, but are also plagiarism and stealing content, notably my content, and are getting applauded for it. These are the channels that are going to fuck it up bad if we allow them to thrive. The example I want to use today is Lotara Lore, a channel which has, within only 2 weeks, gained nearly 10,000 subscribers while racking in solid views. At this rate, this this channel will become one of the big ones. However, I am very confident that not only is this channel AI, and not only is it likely a dude behind it, but they have also plagiarized and stolen my video transcripts, in a more subtle but glaringly obvious way. Now I know that a few people here are like, careful Majorkill, remember what happened when you accused Warhammer of copying you. And I know, the Warhammer situation was mishandled and I went about things in the wrong way. This isn't a comparable situation though. This bitch is nefarious and must be purged.
Okay, so first his attitude is, you heard him, I don't want to repeat that, must be purged, but then he totally changed his tone. But okay, continuing, and we're gonna get to that part.
Here's the evidence. I got an email from an actual female viewer who said that during a Perturabo Lore binge, she watched both my Perturabo vid and Lotara Lore's Perturabo vid, and found them to be almost an exact match. One of those, can I copy your homework but change a few words sort of thing. Don't believe me? Watch these comparisons.
His actions and banish him, which makes no sense, given that Perturabo's actions were pretty much what the Imperium did on the regular. The Emperor, he wouldn't have given a single fuck. This is the same guy who puts up with Conrad Kurz and Angron for crying out loud.
That is with good reason. It's not the most compelling fall. Basically, his homeworld revolted, he viciously put them down and wiped out most of his own planet, then for some reason, he got worried that the Emperor would be disgusted and excommunicate him, even though his actions fell well within normal Imperial response, and the Emperor wouldn't give a shit. After all, he tolerated Conrad and Angron.
But here's the thing, this rebellion wasn't the real cause of Perturabo's downfall. It was more like the final straw that triggered his mental collapse.
However, it's important to note that this uprising and subsequent crushing was the catalyst for Perty's mental breakdown, not the overall cause.
He had watched thousands of his sons die in some of the most hellish battles in the galaxy, all while being shunned by his
Yeah, also with that woman explains thing, it's like implying that there's like only one woman in Warhammer, and I have been here for 3 years, but I guess, you know, YouTube does not help me much, so nobody knows. And I'm the one that was called the Empress from the community, and I'm actually showing myself, and I'm not plagiarizing anyone. I'm trying to be original with everything that I do, but okay, I mean... Yeah, the woman explains thing is once again something that she is copying as a style to make you watch. It's a psychological tactic on YouTube, and in this case. So yeah.
Primarch brothers for his ruthless tactics.
Dude had seen thousands of his sons die in the most vicious wars possible. He had been shunned by his brothers for his ruthless methods.
He never asked for help, but then got all resentful when everyone left him to handle the mess on his own. And let's be real, was anyone really surprised when Dom got chosen as the Praetorian of Terra over Perturabo? Come on.
He never asked for help or complained, but then was resentful when people left him to his own devices. Dawn getting named the Praetorian of Terra instead of Perturabo was a no-brainer.
But that didn't stop Perturabo from feeling like he'd been snubbed. Now, it's not the greatest excuse for going full traitor, but when you look at the bigger picture and see how Horus manipulated him during his lowest moments, it starts to make a bit more sense.
But despite the obvious, Perturabo still felt shunned. Overall, still not a great reason for going traitor, but if you look at it as multiple parts to a whole, combined with Horus's manipulation, when Perty was at his lowest, it makes more sense.
The rest of the video is like that. I also skimmed through a few others of Lotara Lore's videos, and they did sound oddly familiar, or perhaps she ripped the other ones from other channels. If you listen to the voice, it sounds convincing, but still a bit off. Very Uncanny Valley vibes. A few words are off,
Carving up Tyranids,
or phrases that just don't sound like the tonality of a human. Yes, it could be an actual voice, but even if it is and they aren't actually AI, they are still a content thief and need to face up to that. Like, the AI aspect is honestly such a small part of the issue.
Yeah, the AI is not a part of the issue. If she cloned her voice, that's not an issue if it's still her voice. Once again, cloning her voice, the whole idea about that, it is to make content without making mistakes when you talk and still be your voice. And you have rights to your own voice, so you can copy it and make content that way. That's not wrong at all. So that's the case, and if that's the reason why she is mispronouncing words, that's not at all the problem. The problem is plagiarism. That is what she did. And then the other problem is that with this plagiarism, she's basically spitting in the face of everyone, including me, of course, because I'm a small creator. I have fought for this amount of subscribers that she got for 2 weeks. I fought for that for years, freaking years. And here she comes stealing from a huge creator, which makes the algorithm basically help her, because this type of style that Majorkill has developed is very easy to listen to. It's basically the patterns of the speech and everything else, how he is writing this. This is what he created. It is his baby. So she's taking that, making a version of it. It's like the Walmart version, you know, of, I don't know, something better. Let's say a bootleg, yeah, in the worlds of action figures, because, you know, me and my friend Logan really love action figures, and we collect some of them, especially him. So, yeah, he taught me some terminology from that world. So yeah, when you have the copy, basically the Chinese copy of a particular figure, you call that the bootleg, because although it resembles the real figure, it's never gonna be the same and the same quality. And this is the case with what Lotara did, but it also was enough for people to see her content, for YouTube to recommend, to go viral, basically, because that really is what it happened. Because mostly when you're first starting out, you're barely there even, and YouTube is trying to, it does not know how to recommend you because you don't have enough of a content, but she in very short periods of time produced quite a few videos. Maybe some are like private now, because I see that she has like 25, but when I clicked on her channel I saw like 6 last time that I checked, so I don't know how many are now. Maybe some are hidden, but the point is that for this very short period of time, somehow she's been able to produce a ton, and to make such a video, guys, gonna take days. Yeah, so she is either having someone to help her with, well, plagiarizing is one thing, but let's say that now she's writing her own stuff. I mean, somebody has to help her with the writing, because 40K is huge, and if you want to take the information, you have to take it from a few places sometimes, and to somehow make it into coherent text for a video, you have to make it into a script, then make the visuals based on that. When you record yourself, you have to edit yourself if you don't have an AI voice who's not gonna make any mistakes when speaking, and then create the visuals for it, maybe even the audio, maybe intro, all those things, and that's gonna take hours upon hours. So the rate that she's producing these videos is extremely fast. Yeah, I think that somebody is helping her. Now, I'm also, for example, because now me and Logan together are working on one video right now. It's going to be a lore video. I'm not gonna tell you what yet, but we did not find anything else on YouTube like that. So I hope that, it's unique and you like it. But to take all the information for this video took a few days. Then to write it as a script took like hour or two. And that is what Logan does. So he's gonna get the credit for that, because I have not written this. This is the first time that I have not written what I'm posting. So this is his work in terms of the information, the text, and then everything else, the audio, the visual, that's gonna be me. So this is going to be like a joint effort video. And that's it. We just hope that you're gonna like it. But the point is that you see two people now come together, and still gonna take days. I'm gonna probably, if I can, I'm going to work tomorrow on that video to see how much time it's gonna take to create all the visuals for it, and me recording my voice and reading and all those things. So I'm not sure how she does it, but it seems that she has someone else that is helping her, and the only one that's getting the credit is she. That is how it's looking like for now. Okay, we have just a bit more to go before we continue to the, main issue again.
It's the plagiarism that I'm really cracking down on. I believe the channel is run by a smart dude using a solid female AI voice and is ripping other channels' video transcripts as they don't know enough about the law or script
Maybe a smart dude is who's writing everything. That's not plagiarized, who knows?
writing to make their own originals. So yeah, sorry to those of you that are sipping over this channel, you've been catfished. I've often said that if I was a hot chick that did the same style of content, put in the same effort and whatnot, I'd have 1 million fucking subscribers by now, and this is the proof. A face
Okay, well, I'm showing myself, and yeah, it's not the same style of content, but in any case, I'm nowhere near close, even a little bit, even this much, a grain, so this does not prove it. The only thing that this proves is that if you do copy a literal style of a video and, delivery of certain information, you're going to be probably very successful if you just plagiarize. So that is the message that is the moral of the story that we understand. If you just plagiarize someone's delivery, and if you just make a bootleg of his or their content, you're gonna be successful. Yay! Being a fraud is awesome.
Likely female AI channel using my content is almost up to 10,000 subs in 2 weeks, an unheard level of growth. Imagine if it was the real deal and they'd been doing it for as long as I had. How do we deal with these more crafty channels though? Well, it's tough. However, if their script sounds sus, then just let me or the creator who has been stolen from know. For Lotara, comments calling them out and having them publicly labeled as a content thief, or worse, a fake AI female content thief, will hurt their potential. For me personally, I'm giving Lotara Lore till the end of next week to disable the monetization of the Perturabo video, as well as any other video where they have stolen or plagiarized content. I will be checking. They also need to change their pinned comment and description to an apology to the creator they stole from and a link to their channel. If they do not do this, I will issue a copyright takedown of the plagiarized content. While they are at it, proof that they are indeed the human they say they are would not go astray. As I said, I have zero tolerance for content thieves. Some of you may think that I should sort this out in private, but firstly, if everything is done gently and privately with no repercussions, what's to stop other people from doing this?
Okay, on his point, what's to stop other people from doing this? Exactly, and what did he do to Lotara after all? Well, we're gonna see.
Channels like this stand to make a lot of money stealing other people's work. Content stealing is a massive issue on social media. Hardworking creators are getting fucked on the daily, and it's up to people like me, who have an audience.
Yeah, that's me, the hardworking content creators that are getting effed on the daily. Thank you.
To try stop it in my own way. Lotara Lore
I mean, from people like Lotara who just come here and steals everything, you know.
can cosplay as a chick and make AI videos, sure, but they cannot do it via stealing from me or anyone else. Also, in before people think that this is some kind of woman-hating thing, if anything, I'm being more lenient. I instantly smashed the first plagiarizing AI channel run by a dude. For Lotara, I'm giving them a chance to cut the bullshit, own their mistake.
Well, Lotara didn't cut the bullshit. But again, we're gonna get to that.
Come clean, and then move forward making their own original content and then succeeding or failing based off their own merit. Also, once again, not convinced this is
Even if she does, like, she tries to do things on her own merit, it is too late from the sense that the damage has already been done. So, when you are a fraud once, you will be remembered as a fraud. Although, once again, if you watch a fraud, you'll be the sheep that watches the fraud. And that's just a fact.
and a dude using an AI chick. It's been a while since I've done a SmackDown video.
Okay, we're done with that. So basically, we're gonna hear also her apology. The huge problem that we're gonna get to it is that Majorkill, because she apologized.
Hey guys, it's
Here's her apology because she apologized and she said that she's dyslexic, which once again has nothing to do with intelligence. It just has to do with how you pronounce some words, but once again, that could be due to her cloning her voice and mispronouncing could be also corrected. That's not the issue. That's just an imperfection. It's not morally wrong. The morally wrong thing is first the plagiarism and second you come here, bust the door on YouTube for 2 weeks, make more subscribers because you stole from everyone. Then the big ass badass dude Majorkill to say that he's not gonna take any crap from anyone and purge such channels, deciding to totally forgive her because she said that she's sorry and she took down, I guess, those videos exactly that she plagiarized or edited them or whatever. And then Majorkill decided to offer to pay for her to have an avatar made. So it is not AI Lotara, but it's like artists, artists that created Lotara, the character from Warhammer 40k, for her. So in what world you are helping a fraud that stole from you, Majorkill, in what world? Because the other channels that did stole from him, he threatened them with copyright, not strike exactly, I think, but it was like it was first a warning before the actual strike. They took down the content. He was like, yeah. I mean, you heard, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was unapologetic about that, but then he did not offer them to help him with anything. He just like drew the line there, and that was it. But with Lotara, because she said what we're gonna watch now, which is like about 6 minutes, he's like, great, you apologized, I'm gonna help you now. Like, what are you doing, Majorkill? I mean, we have a saying here in Bulgaria, which is something along the lines of, you falling from grace, or you're falling when within my eyes. I don't know, I cannot translate this directly because it's not an exact equivalent, but basically it's like falling from grace or lowering your opinion about someone. Because to me, I do not understand how can you endorse someone like that when you said before, Majorkill, that what will stop other people from doing the same thing if you help if you help this person now. Because like we said, remember guys, that what she did sticks, and she is benefiting from that for 2 whole weeks now, 3rd week actually since this happened. She is already extremely successful on YouTube. She is asking people to pay her rent in the videos. She is showing her cat to, gain a bit more sympathy, and because, that is the only way to see that she is talking in the video within the cat. Not that that is like totally definitive proof that she is real or anything, but let's say that that's totally it. And she does not have to show her face. That is fair. She does not have to do that, but it's gonna be, of course, the definitive proof that she exists. But since she does not want that, it is her decision to not do that and still be her. Okay, but the issue is that for Majorkill to have this attitude, that is correct attitude in the beginning, purge, such a behavior. Because then, guys, if you don't, I mean, if you're not super strict with them, and if you ask me what should then Majorkill have done, well, in my opinion, he did threaten her, as he was supposed to do that. In this case, he did check with a lawyer. All those things, great. She changed, took down whatever she did. It was absolutely enough for Majorkill. This plagiarized content, okay. But then he should have stopped there. And that's it. He just stop there. I mean, yeah, the damage is still done. But if she did correct, and if she does try to do her own content, that is good. But still, guys, what type of a person you gotta be to skip all the process that we all have to go through in the honest way and just make it on YouTube without stealing from anyone else? What type of person you have to be? You have to ask yourself to just do that and be extremely fake. Because that is how you do these things. If you're fake, if you have a fake personality, if you want to pretend that you're gonna get away with it, all of those things. So at least Majorkill should not have offered to help her and pay for an artist to create her logo. Why would you reward her like that? He's not, writing to me or anyone else to be like, hey, you're a smaller creator, do you want like help or anything? And believe me, he does not have to do that. No, he's not obligated to do that. Absolutely, he does not owe that to anyone. So don't get me wrong. Majorkill or any other major creator were also very small sometime, and he also mentioned this in his videos, that he was small, nobody helped him. Okay, nobody has to. Nobody is obligated to help anyone. Okay, but I mean that he's not gonna help anyone else but the one particular person that did this so direct, I don't know how to call it, like ridiculously obvious plagiarism to you, show amazingly worse, like the worst, I don't know how much more I can emphasize it, example for how to be a YouTube content creator. And then you the big star of YouTube, Warhammer, that a lot of people are watching and looking at, I mean, yeah, looking forward to as, you know, content and everything, to go out and help her. Why would you help her? Is it fair? Is it like logical? How does this make any sense? Is it because she's a girl? I mean, by that logic, where's the next girl, you know, that's gonna pretend to be, you know, whatever, like a creator? She's gonna, like, let's say, do this scheme, just talk to another experienced creator, and he's gonna make her videos, and she's gonna make a new channel, he's gonna make her videos, and then she's gonna explode, then, you know, with plagiarism, to see if that's gonna happen again. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people are crazy enough to try this as an experiment. Just let us try to do this experiment and repeat this and see if the major creator will be so damn naive to actually turn things around and be like, sure, I'm even gonna endorse you now. You know, with this scalp. Like, what is this? What is this? You know? So yeah, Majorkill has fallen from grace in my eyes, that's for sure. Now, let's hear her apology.
Me, Lotara, not some robot, I promise. If you're watching this, then I'm certain you have also seen Majorkill's video on me, and so I just wanted to make a video to kind of come clean and explain my situation. So I need to start by addressing something that I do deeply regret. When making my earliest videos on my channel, I did plagiarize content from Majorkill's video about the Primarch Perturabo and a part of his video on Lotara Sarin. I was still figuring out what direction I wanted to take my channel in, and I thought that using other videos for inspiration was a good way to get started, but
Stop it right there. I mean, we all have our inspirations for whatever it is and still do our own thing. Plagiarism is plagiarism, it's not an inspiration. You're not creating anything new, you're copying and pasting it. That is not a transformative content, so people often cannot make the difference. Yeah, now, let's say George Lucas, for example, he took inspiration from the samurai, etc., etc., created Star Wars, you know, created the Jedi in a particular manner and looks, and they have, of course, the lightsabers and everything else. That's not equivalent to a samurai sword, but it's similar, it's like in the future. That's an inspiration. When you see something, in this case in real life, and you create totally different thing from it, make it your own. Make it absolutely your own idea that is based in parts of something else that you have seen, and you create this original project. That's transformative content. It has been through the lens of creation and then has sprout from the other side as something different that resembles the original thing, but it's still enough different and enough original by itself, by his whole full package, you know, that it makes it enough different and creative and transformative content. So you just cannot compare the two things. So that's not an excuse. Everyone that has ever started on YouTube know how hard it is, to learn how to make videos, and you know, the anxiety when you're posting a video, anxiety to show yourself on camera. Then if you do that, because she's not doing that, but okay, talk on camera. She's very, very natural on camera. I mean, on audio, on audio, which to me means that she does have somebody to help her out, because the way that these videos are edited, when she is talking, she's changing pictures in her lore videos, which is something that's very good to keep attention of the viewer. So there's a lot of things that to me are talking as an experienced creator and not someone that just started. Someone that just started, it's totally different. It's totally different. You cannot start from having all the answers, basically. I mean, to be so successful in the beginning, because she plagiarized, but her editing and everything else, it is coming from someone that has, I mean, that does know what she's doing. And I'm going to take a look at your comments, guys. This is a brief video, so you're gonna get through it. It's like 5 more minutes are left.
I do recognize that this was wrong. Plagiarism is disrespectful to the hard work that goes into content creation, and I am genuinely really sorry for what I did. Once I saw how popular the channel was getting, I really should have taken down the videos, but at the end of the day I didn't, and that is something that I do deeply regret. I just want to say that I take full responsibility for this mistake, and I would like to directly apologise to Majorkill for all of the upset caused.
Yeah, and also you should apologize to everyone else as well that have been crawling for years and, you know, and you just come here still and you get everything. That's one thing, but she's saying this as a mistake. It's a lot more than a mistake, because consciously to do an action a few times and to reach the whole process of making a video, which, as I said, is a long process. She had the time, the hours, the days to, you know, think this through, but she obviously was okay with it each time. This is not something that takes a second and you did not think about it. It's a mistake. You know, I dropped this straw. I dropped this straw. It spilled my coffee. It's a mistake. Okay. But to make a whole product a few times and to just say it's a mistake when you knowingly were aware of what you're doing, I cannot say that this is just a mistake.
Ever since that video, I have made every effort to ensure all my content is original, unique, and created just by me. I have also made...
I hope that is the case. Hi to Ecuador. Someone sounds jealous. No, I'm sorry. I have been here for years. Do you know what this jealousy is? Someone that well, has something that you don't, okay, but if this something is fair, you have to acknowledge that it's fair and you should be happy for them for this. But when you see that somebody is a fraud and they're achieving something on the backs of others, like in this case, you cannot be jealous. You can only be angry for the fact that this is injustice being done here. Success through fraud. There cannot be no jealousy here. There can only be, well, sadness and pretty much, how is the word for that in English? Well, yeah, to feel like you're outraged because of this. Because when you have put so much hard work into something for years, and then here comes somebody that just does a fraud and creates much faster, like faster in weeks, not in years, success, of course that you're gonna be angry about that. Of course that I have to express how unfair this is to Majorkill and to everyone else that are trying to succeed in YouTube. Not only Warhammer fans, mind you, but everyone that this is their dream. You know, so it's not about some pitiful, ridiculous, low vibration, if you will, emotion like jealousy. It's an objective thing that happened. I mean, objective fraud, an objective bad, negative thing, immoral action that happened in the YouTube world, which we can call a YouTube crime. So there's nothing that I mean, if anything, she was jealous of Majorkill, and that's why she copied his content and basically made a bootleg out of it. A bootleg out of his content, which was enough, though, to create a fraud and a success, unfortunately.
I made sure to take down the video on the Lord of Iron and also the video on Lotara. I ultimately made a really bad decision, and I've learnt from it, but I just want to say that I'm really sorry for all of the upset that it's caused, and I really hope that my work moving forward can reflect that I just want to have fun and make Warhammer videos. Also, I wanted to use this time to try my best to show that I am actually a real person. On every single video, I've been getting comments that my voice is AI, and I've been trying quite hard to make my way of speaking sound much more natural. For example, leaving in some mistakes I've made, but trust me, there are always so many more mistakes. I just try and pick out a few because otherwise the video would most likely be painfully long. When I look back at my older videos, I can admit they really don't sound too natural, but I hope that you can understand this is my first time doing this and I'm still trying to figure out what works. I also...
Once again, as I said before, if you have not understood that, It seems what she's doing is the work of very experienced creators, so either somebody is helping her, or who knows, but that's how it seems. What works? Everything works when you plagiarize it, I guess.
So I write my scripts, and then when I'm recording, I'm reading from them. So that definitely makes it sound a bit unnatural, but I am definitely working on it. So even now, I have a little script with points that I'm following, but I'm trying not to just read it. I'm just kind of like going off of it, mainly so I don't waffle, because otherwise this video would also be very, very long. Moving on, I did watch Majorkill's video about how AI is ruining Warhammer, and I do completely agree. AI is making the overall quality of content on YouTube.
Okay, hi Ecuador, that is absolutely pathetic. I'm sorry. If winners are frauds, then they're a fraud. So that is very pathetic. If you're a fraud, you're a criminal, and that is pathetic. So sorry, but the word is not jealousy. The word is you don't understand what is happening here, or you don't care to understand what is happening here. Well, then you want to be a criminal for what you're telling me here. Apologies without atonement are meaningless. She said the words but kept the quote. Exactly, Sir Bastion. Thank you. And then she got support from the person she stole from. It's not jealousy, it's outrage. Exactly, exactly. I will not respect anyone that likes to support frauds and absolutely pathetic ways of success, because those people eventually will not stick. That's the thing. You cannot cheat and be a fraud throughout your life without consequences. Somewhere along the line, life will be against you, and people will be against you, because nobody wants to coexist or support eventually a liar, a cheater, or whatever. Now, if she really, if she really wants to continue in a fair way, that is great. That is great. But what Majorkill should not have done is to support her, because in that kind of a way, he is supporting everyone else that wants to maybe repeat the same process now. So think about it. Why would we want to endorse this type of behavior, this type of fraud on YouTube, where it's such a huge disrespect to everyone that ever worked their ass off on YouTube or in general to live? Because actually, you have to make so many thousands, millions of views to even make enough money to live, even like a little bit. And then you gotta sometimes take endorsements or like make commercials of products. You have to either make a compromise with yourself, or you can say no to them and not make any money. And yeah, so it is a lot harder than anyone can expect. So if you are supporting a fraud, then you are just a sheep that just cannot think for themselves. It's that simple. And I mean, we have reached the point where we're supporting, wrong behavior and what is considered to be criminal on YouTube. It's ridiculous. That is how low you want to be? Really?
So much worse. And I am completely on board in reporting all of the rubbish AI generated content that's popping up. However, when I was directly labeled as AI, I've been getting quite a lot of hurtful comments, and it's been quite hard to deal with it. Especially with putting me on the thumbnail of the video, AI is ruining Warhammer lore content. That was really, really hurtful.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of dumb, because once again, if you go back, I already explained the deal with AI, so I'm not gonna repeat that. That's something that just Majorkill wanted to do for the thumbnail, which is absolutely warranted in this case.
Even more so because I have been watching Majorkill's channel for so long, and I never expected to be directly mentioned by him in a negative way. Of course, I do understand why I was called out for sounding like AI, as I am not the most natural sounding speaker. And of course, this topic is something that Majorkill is really passionate about. However, I would have appreciated just a message to ask me if I was AI, or just a conversation with me before I was directly mentioned and put in the thumbnail. However, in the actual video, Majorkill does say that sometimes things should not be resolved privately, which I do respect and I do agree on. And I really, really do respect the calling me out for the content thievery. I was just making a reference to the AI aspect of the video.
The AI doesn't matter in this case. Why them? Well, you're getting this very, very late, because I already explained the context, gave the context behind why. It is because Majorkill is supporting her. He decided to support her and help her with the freaking art, where he said that he wants to purge. He wants to purge, Jesus Christ, all the people. And he did, you know, basically dealt with the other two channels that plagiarize his content. But when it comes to Lotara, he was very happy to say, oh, sure, I'm gonna help you, when he did not help anyone else in this matter. So you have to, that means that sends a message that you have to do something very wrong so the big creator can pay you some attention, and then when you apologize, you know, then everything is fine and the damage is not done. But it is, actually, it is done. And it's so good. So now he has to even help her and give money for art so she can have a logo that's not AI. You know, supporting her in this manner, it supports this type of behavior, which anyone, pretty much anyone with a bit more knowledge or help from other creator can copy and paste as a YouTube strategy to succeed in a very short period of time. Just, you know, appear on YouTube, plagiarize content from a major creator, then pretend to be genuine, totally, you know, say that you're sorry, and then if the other content creator is very gullible and naive, he's gonna decide to support you now, and thus anyone can copy and paste this. And by the time that we are realizing what's happening, here comes 10 channels that have huge success for like what, 2 weeks. They all lied and cheated their way, I mean, to success, and everything is fine because the bigger creator did not see that at all coming. You know, that's the problem. He could have just said it is fine. I mean, you took down the content, you will not plagiarize anymore, I'm gonna keep my eye on you, let's say, if you do that in the future, or you don't do that in the future. And this could have really be resolved there, you know. But what he did is to offer to help her. That is the issue. And then, of course, once again, do not forget that she is benefiting from that success that is due to her plagiarism to this very minute. So, like I've said before, I'm not gonna repeat the whole thing, the whole video, already the whole stream. The bottom line is that he helped her, and that what she did, this type of plagiarism, this type of way of succeeding on YouTube, is going to last for very long. And people will, I mean, eventually maybe something's gonna come back to her to bite her, but some people will not know, and they're still gonna watch her and think that she's a great and moral person who just makes content, and they will never know that she actually has this way to success that is based on being, well, a fraud. So yeah.
Video there. Ultimately, my community has turned against me, and seeing my subscribers lose faith in me because they think I'm AI is really upsetting. Majorkill has stated numerous times that he
Which is pretty much not valid because they keep growing. So, you know, they did not lose faith. I mean, like 2 people maybe did, and the other decided to just watch and be sheep, I guess.
believes me to be some guy using an AI voiceover to capitalize on the new influx of Warhammer 40k fans. But I really love Warhammer 40k, and to be spoken about in this way is quite hurtful. I really had...
Oh, please, Majorkill is saying F bombs dropping on everything every 2 seconds. He he is cursing a lot about everything and sometimes everyone, and a lot of times it's just to be entertaining. Actually, all the time it's just to be entertaining. So you can't really take this to heart if that is even a genuine expression of being hurt or anything like that.
No clue that my channel was going to get this popular so fast. It has grown far beyond what I ever expected, and
that's what everyone would say who plagiarized content. Yeah.
I really am so grateful to every one of you who have subscribed to hear me ramble on about Warhammer 40k.
Of course, she's very innocent, she didn't do anything that much, and she's just unexperienced and poor gal, and now let's whoop-de-doo, let's continue like nothing happened, pretend that nothing really happened.
I'm so sorry to have disappointed you in this way, and moving forward I will never ever do something so stupid as to plagiarize someone else's content.
I can only say to that, hopefully, in any case, that's the only way to go. That's not gonna change the damage that has been done, but at least, if she can prove that she can do her own content, which still we don't know if somebody is behind her. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna twist that. But yeah, you know what I mean, somebody's helping her. That's what I mean, literally. Which is not bad as long as she can say that. She can be open about if she is one girl army or there's another person that's helping her. Nothing bad about that.
And I hope that you can trust me in that. I would also like to leave a message to Majorkill if he happens to watch this video, and just say that I love you and your content. You have gotten me through some really hard times, and I remember years ago laughing at all of your Timmy jokes. So watching you say that I'm a nefarious bitch that needs to be put down was fucking devastating. I doubt you can ever forgive me for what I did.
Well, he already did, so yeah, he's helping you.
But I do hope that this video has hopefully shown you a bit more about me and my intentions. And also thank you for taking the time to watch this if you did. Hey guys, so of course an easy way to prove that I'm not AI is obviously to show my face. But I just hope you understand that I never really wanted my face to be on the internet.
Which once again, it's fair. It's fair. You're not obliged to show your face. That takes guts. A lot.
But here is my cat. I don't mind sacrificing her to the internet gods. This is Willow, and she made an appearance in the last video, her little meow there. But yes, I don't know if this will help at all, but I hope you understand that I don't really want to show my face online. But here's my cat. I know it's ironic coming from Lotara Saren, but if you want to abandon ship, I don't blame you. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go now, but I will still upload for as long as it takes to win you guys back. Ultimately, I love Warhammer 40k and I really enjoy making videos.
Which I'm not sure about, really. I mean, it is not pleasant because I experienced this myself, of course, for people that do not know me to doubt that I love Warhammer 40k. I have been in Warhammer 40k for going on a 4th year maybe at some point, but the point is that it's normal for people to doubt that at the beginning, and she is at the beginning, but that is how I think, and my theory is that maybe she has a boyfriend that is very into Warhammer 40k or a very best friend, and they are helping her with this to catch up faster, because as we know, Warhammer is very vast and you gotta do everything possible if you're really into it to know as much as possible for less time as possible. So basically reading all the lore books, watching all the lore videos, then connecting the dots and all those things, make your own impressions, your opinions, your theories, everything like that, and that takes a ton. That takes months. So I would understand if somebody is helping her. That's all well and good, but she will not disclose that, at least not for now. If that is the case, of course, it's just a theory, but this is how it sounds because, and how it looks, because to just start YouTube and to make videos that are obviously videos that are made by a person who knows how to make videos right off the bat, you're not a newbie. That's not how it is.
About that, and if you guys will have me, I would love to continue doing so for you. I would love to hear what you guys think. And overall, I just apologize for all of the mess this has caused. It was never my intention. But thank you for listening.
What was your intention? To just plagiarize a major content creator, then get away with it? I think that was obviously her intention, because she did say herself that she did not take the videos down. Only when he caught her out, when she was caught, then she decided to be sorry, and she decided to take these videos and change them and whatever she did. So yeah, her intention was never to be caught. That's the truth, guys. That is it, really. So let us quick. I cannot go through all of the comments, just a lot of comments by this point. I'm just gonna read what your guys are saying. So yeah, now it's this time of the stream. There's always going to be somebody that is just not gonna understand the problem. So okay, but it is Majorkill is the bigger creator here. He's one of the biggest Warhammer creators, and he has to set a good example for up and coming creators, and to, you know, in this kind of a situation. And he didn't. He dropped the ball at the end, because first he was strict and he did what he's supposed to do, and then he decided to just say, "Ah, Lotara, you apologized. Okay, sure, it's all resolved." And he's doing this gesture when he puts his hand on his chest, which is, in psychology, is actual tactic to win someone over. When you do this, sometimes you do it unintentionally and unconsciously, and does not speak, you know, does not say that Majorkill for sure and intentionally is doing this, but I'm just saying this is what you do in psychology when you want to really express that you are being sincere and something like that. So he's doing this, and he's like, "Oh, you know, it's resolved. And of course, I'm going to personally pay for an artist to do your logo." What kind of an example is that? And isn't it like giving everyone else a great idea of how to be frauds on YouTube? How to just make something still and then say, "Oh yeah, we are sorry, so that makes it all okay. You know, now be our friend." It's all fine. Yeah, Mati says we are going to see more and more of these creators that are jumping on the bandwagon because of Space Marine 2 and all the noobs coming in. We'll see. We'll see. Majorkill set the bad president by supporting the thief. Exactly, sir. Bastion. I don't care if he is happy being manipulated. It isn't cloud chasing to articulate the problem with this. Of course, because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is articulating the problem with this. I don't want you guys to be sheep. You know, I'm trying to, in my content creation, how I'm presenting myself, it is me. That is how I am in real life. I want intelligent people that actually understand some kind of a logic. You know, logic. Not emotion, just emotion, going off emotion, and we're not thinking. First is emotions and then we're thinking. No. Thinking. When you measure how this whole thing came about, what transpired, how is it good that Majorkill is supporting her now? It is not. It is setting a very bad example. That is it. That's the whole thing. That's the point. Yeah, there's place for everyone when you're honest, when you're doing what you love, and people also resonate with that, and that makes you successful. That's the best scenario. And if you cannot do it this way and on your own, if you do it through being a fraud, and you started being a fraud, that's in the history books, that's what you did. It's there, that's what your decision was. And when you did your content creation and you had hours to contemplate on what you're actually doing, you did not decide to pull the plug on that plagiarism thing. You continue with it. So then there's another expression for that, like, umbrella after rain, so you're putting the umbrella but there's no rain. Basically it means that you, in this case, it's like apologizing, but already there's no point to that, because okay, you apologize, but what? You consciously did hours upon hours of wrong decisions that are, and those videos are the result of that, and then you just apologized and you're still having the clout and the benefits from that. Yeah, no, because she can easily just make another channel with original videos, but no, she's using the success of this channel. She's using the popularity, already the subscribers, the monetization, because if she has to start from the beginning to, I mean, in order for her channel to be monetized, that's gonna take the amount of hours of watch time that she already did, and with the plagiarism, and the amount of the thousands of views that she already has, with the plagiarism. So with the brand new channel that's Warhammer, if she tries to recreate that but with her own original work, that's probably not gonna happen. It's probably gonna have 10 views, because that's how it is in general when you're on YouTube. That's how it is. That's going to be the honest thing to do, but as you can see, she is not willing to let go of the success that is based on this fraud. She's just going to continue and sweep under the rug the fact that this still means that she's not completely honest here, if at all. If at all, because any person that really had any consciousness, like any inner moral system, and it's being genuine and honest about their values, they will destroy this channel. They will just delete the channel, start anew, and really prove themselves. Can you succeed without plagiarizing from others? Can you or can you not? How many years is gonna take? How many years it's gonna take? But as you can see, once again, she's not doing that. She's still reaping the benefits of her fraud. So to me, she's not excused, and Majorkill is not excused. That is what I wrote in the title. Is literally what this is about. They both are not excused. He is not, because he's setting a bad example, and she is not, because she's setting a bad example. Majorkill is supporting the bad example that she is setting, and he is even the victim of this. So to me, I call this very naive. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, if she can prove that she can be successful on her own, then, that's what's going to redeem her. That's the only thing that's gonna redeem her. If she deletes her channel and starts anew, that's totally redeeming, because then we're going to see what she's really made out of. And if she can say that, if she's working with somebody else, and if she isn't, if she's really alone, because most YouTube creators are absolutely alone when they start. I'm still alone right now. I mean, Logan is being here as a guest, and now this is the first video that is upcoming that he's helping me, and he's gonna have his name credited, of course, but this is the first video that he is helping me, or anyone else is helping me, like, make together, like literally together. That was never the case for all the years that I'm being here. I basically grew up in front of the camera and on YouTube. So this is like the first time, like literally somebody else is creating a video. Other people could help me financially, that's another thing, but another creator, another person that can create something along with me to help me create the video, that's the first time now, and still not completed, still a work in progress, still gonna take more than a few days, like 3 days for the text, for the gathering of information, and for the visuals and the audio that I'm going to do, all the visuals and all the audio, that's my job, not the text, but that's gonna take me probably a few days. So I'm going to shut up now so I can rest my voice and just read some of the comments. I do not endorse anyone that supports a fraud, so definitely not gonna read how fraud is awesome, okay? Exactly. So thank you so much to Matty, who says the Empress is pointing out content stealers. She wants us to be aware and not feed the trolls. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. You said it. That's very, very on point. Okay. Okay. Thank you, dear Clayton, as well for you, for what you said. Yeah, thanks, Matty. I just gave. Yeah, I just said what she did, so now everybody can just copy that. Great. Hmm. Sorry to Tyler, but I already explained everything perfectly. I just got here too late. Everything is shown, and I already have previous stream to his second video. This is on his first video, and where actually the problem started showing itself. Yeah, thank you, dear Clayton. He says there are creators who work their butts off and battle to make it. Then there are those like Lotara who who cheat and make success of other success. That's the point. Yeah, thank you for that. They think it's all over because they say they settled it, forgetting that most YouTube dramas are old dirt being dragged up. Well, in this case, it's still new. And the fact that Majorkill says it's settled between them, but is it settled in a moral way for all of us? No, it isn't. Okay. Give it a few months when MK complains about being played by a delicate woman's crocodile tears. Sir, Sir Bastian. I'm not sure that he's gonna realize that. I'm really not. No, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a video like Majorkill realize that if that happens, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just surprised, sometimes, guys, because I'm also making, in general, I'm making educational content about relationships, all that, not here. Relationships, fitness, health, nutrition, everything has to do with your mental health and physical health. That's one of the things that I also do. And I'm very surprised of how some, well, men and women, men and women both have blind spots when it comes to some things that the other gender is doing. And this is basic ways of communicating with each other, basic ways of manipulation from one and the other gender. Both have specific things that are like, equal to something very simple, but people still don't see it, or sometimes they make jokes about those things, but then when they really happen to them, they don't see them. I mean, have you ever seen that in real life? When you're like making fun of, let's say, your friend, that a girl has somehow manipulated him and you can see it, but if it happens to you, you don't see it, but it's the same thing. And or a guy that tries to get with a few girls and he's telling them the same things and it's so obvious, but they don't realize it. There's a lot of examples in life, but this is kind of like that. I mean, for me, it's very obvious what she's doing, but to Majorkill is probably, no, I'm such a great, smart guy. Like, nobody can play me at all. And here comes Lotara stealing his content, breaking YouTube rules. The guy has to call a lawyer. All of the lengths that he went through, even people wrote him to show him what she did. And then the end of the things, it's great. Let me help ya now with your with your freaking logo. I'm gonna pay someone with my actual money to create your Lotara image for a logo. I'm such a great guy. Like, what are you doing, Majorkill? Once again, isn't that so stupid? Isn't that? What she's doing is very similar to, there was a fairly large drama in the Warhammer YouTube stuff, so now she makes a video to get clout because if it's not, are you talking to me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You do not see the logic or the merit of all of this. You do not see that anyone else, no one else is pointing this out. You do not see. Okay. Okay. Okay, Ivy says it's bad. There are AI brands too. In the end of the day, originally can be taken. Even if the product is not mind-blowing, yet when sometimes it's organic, it has a soul. Yeah, that is true. Now, as we said, guys, about AI, I don't want people to misunderstand AI. Thank you, Kit, and hi to Kit. Sorry, I had to scroll up and there's a lot of things that I missed probably. So yeah, let me just say something about AI once again. If you missed that, guys, I also work with AI before. I am working with AI because I can make original things with AI still, my own things that are otherwise impossible. So the point of AI is to use it as a tool to learn what it is and use it as a tool. By what Majorkill was saying in his videos, it does not seem that he quite understands how AI works, and he's not have been updated fully on how AI can be used. So first, like we said with the pictures, don't want to repeat myself, but AI has been learning from like a huge pool of pictures of all kinds of stuff, not only 40K, and the final product is it's a big of a mess. You can use that so to not steal from other artists, you know, because like I've said, there's a few ways to go about showing Warhammer art on screen. You can either use your own, which is almost impossible because it takes days to make just one picture, like I've said. You can either pay someone, but you're not Majorkill because you don't have Majorkill's money. You know, the fact that you have this high horse, like I've said, Majorkill, and you can pay other artists to make art does not mean that everyone else has that kind of money, and most people do not, because he thinks that AI is stealing from the artist, but it is not. It is mostly the same thing. It is not even, I mean, a lot of the times the helmet is not even looking like Warhammer. It's just something that is a mess, that is resembles a lot of other things, and that is absolutely not stealing, because if it's stealing, it has to be like copied and to have some kind of a quality that's comparable to the artist, but it's not. So if you drew a stick figure, and if you're not a talented artist, you can only draw a stick figure, and then here is the example, which is like a full-fledged figure with muscles and everything, and you draw this stick figure. You cannot say that you steal from the artist because your product is shit. You know, in comparison. Excuse my language, really. I don't usually use this kind of language. It's crap. Okay. So there's better AI, but still, it cannot compare to what an artist can do. So thus, if you want to resemble Warhammer, you can use it and create your own stuff with it. That's not stealing from the artist, because you did not have the money to pay the artist in the first place for quite a few pictures, because if you want to make a video, you have to pay for quite a few pictures. That could be thousands of dollars sometimes, or 100 of a video that's gonna make $20 if you're lucky. So let's be clear about AI. It's supposed to be a tool, and it is up to every one of us how we use it. It is not a crime to use AI. I don't know why people have this misconception, because what you create with AI still requires you to understand how the prompts work with a particular AI. You have to use quite a few AIs. You have to understand each and every one of that AI. That takes also time. You have to understand how to write the prompts. They're absolutely mind-blowingly, amazingly well done AI Warhammer arts that resemble something greater that no artist drew, because once again, what artists have been drawing is so unique. It's their own. You can see that. So although that art actually is very, very good that I have seen, it still does not have a soul, and it does not resemble anyone else's art. It's really that good, but the amount of words and the prompt that you have to construct for this to even happen, it's gonna take money. Sometimes gonna take weeks to even like get to this result, to understand one AI. And I have worked with many AIs so far to get like a fraction of that result. So it's neither that easy. If you really want to understand it, you have to spend so much time on it. It's neither that easy, it's neither that cheap, because it's not. But then it's way, way, way more possible and way, way, way more cheaper to just create something on the screen that's gonna at least resemble what you're talking about. That's the point. There's just no other way. Before a year ago, a year and a half ago, there was no such ways, such tool to help creators fill the screen with something. Because you always have to take the same original work either from GW or the artist and just credit the artist in the description or on the video screen. That's the only way. And that means that, Warhammer art is not that it's not that vast. There's quite a few pictures, but if you want to make hundreds of videos, you're gonna repeat the same 10, 15 pictures over and over and over again. That's why Majorkill, when he did had the money for this, he commissioned the artist to do this. That is great that he did this. Don't get me wrong, it is great that he did this because he had the money, but that's the point. He has the money. Most people don't have the money. Literally, you cannot spend hundreds of dollars on a video when that video is gonna make almost nothing sometimes. If it's gonna make thousands, I totally get it. I would do it, but it's not gonna make thousands. It's just not sustainable as content creator at all. And here comes AI, this new invention that can create something similar that is crap, but it's still a lot more better than like a black screen, and it is good to learn it, to master it if you can, and to use that, and it's absolutely fair to do that. That's not, sorry if I hit the mic. That's absolutely fair. It's a tool. Like, people have to understand, like, get with the times. It's just a tool. That is it. It's a tool like Photoshop, like everything else. You learn how to use it and you use it. Also, there's a ton of AI instruments now on Photoshop and all these programs that can help you draw a lot better than you otherwise cannot. You cannot take the normal ways. If you have to talk about the normal ways, this is one of my miniature painting brushes. If you take like a real brush, you start to paint with the paints and everything else, it's not gonna look so good. Look at Engron here. This is digital. This is digital. How many of these instruments are based on some kind of algorithm that is comparable, if not equal to AI? Technology is everywhere. So in this case, the artist has to use this to make it look this way. You cannot look it this way with physical paper, paints and all of that. Yeah, I have a lot of paints. Anyway, point being, I also use that to make my funny videos with the Emperor. It took a ton of tries before I can create the Emperor. Then, of course, I write all of his lines and all of that. And I even voice some of the stuff, particularly the female custodian, the last video that I did like that. Yeah, that was the previous video, not the last. The last was basically real quote from Warhammer, which the Emperor is saying that the custodians are only men, because that is how they are. They were, up to this point, only men. And that is actual proof from the lore that I've taken and made this video with the help of AI. There's some real art, of course, that I credited, and so on. So the AI is not the problem. The problem is if you like copy and paste someone else, if you make it robotic. I also gave quite a bit of money to make like a particular AI lore video recently, and I had to create because there's not a lot of pictures of the elder. I'm thinking about how many things I did in this video. So yeah, the old ones, there's just almost no pictures of the old ones. So what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to create them somehow, right? Then I use AI as a tool. So the old ones, the Catan. I'm thinking about Sakan from Pariah Nexus and the Tides. I mean, I really like this character, but yeah, the Catan, that's how I say them. That's how I love to say them. Anyway, so there's not a lot. So I had to create that from scratch, basically. I tried to write and write and write to the AI, tried a few, and then I create something that resembles something that I was like, okay, that, you know, those guys look cool, very cool. I will take that as the Catan or the Stan. Okay. So yeah, that is my way, but this is not sustainable as well for me because I'm giving so much money for it, so I cannot continue with that, and nobody's watching it anyway. So from now on, I'm going to make videos that is literally with me in them, or at least my voice, and I'm going to use art, and I'm going to use AI art. I mean, I said AI so many times. I'm talking for hour and 30 minutes. Jesus. So yeah, I'm going to use AI to somehow present what I'm talking about. And that is it. Or I can just take a real object and just put it on the screen and it looks, you know, it's gonna be the equivalent of a stick figure. And nobody's gonna watch it. So I'm either gonna use the tool that I have to make a good video. It's still gonna be my original art that I created with my own effort, and with some, once again, some original art from people that's going to be credited, or original GW art that's everywhere on the internet. In any case, it's like in the public domain, so to speak. And that is it. Or just gonna show myself and stuff gonna change behind me like Warhammer. I'm gonna figure it out, depending on what you like to watch. But that is it, guys. That is it, guys. About the AI, AI is not the problem. It is how you use it. That's the bottom line. And I'm gonna check your comments before I go. Oh, I lost a lot. Oh, Kit agrees. Okay, let me just go back a bit. Yeah, Makia says if you don't work with AI, you don't get these things. Yes, because then you just say things and you're not actually educated on those things. You gotta do your research first, because before you put the finger like, it's AI. You only can put the pieces together because you used the 11 lab once. You mean with the voice? Art can be good to a point, but it could be used as tool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't see what AI has to do with it. The problem is theft and unearned forgiveness. Exactly, but I just have to explain this for all the people in the back that they're still gonna point out the AI, but that's not even the issue here, not even a little bit. The big companies thinking AI is an alternative to artists will prove why it isn't. It isn't, it really isn't. AI will become a mainstream tool that real artists will tweak with for better, faster results. Exactly. That is what I'm doing. Jesus. I mean, I don't even have the time to finish my Rogodorn drawing that I showed you last time. I really want to do it, but I also have to, paint my pile of shame, my Custodes pile of shame, because that's a shame if I don't do that eventually. But there's just no time. I want to customize figures. I want to paint the freaking things. So when I finish Rogodorn, yeah. And by the way, Materian, he's one of my primers here. His logo is actually on a story that I drew by hand, and then on the PC I use different programs to color it, but it is my drawing. Basically it is Materian, how he's gonna look as on a starty. Yeah. That is actually, his logo is actually my drawing right now. You're looking at it, and that took quite a few days to do. Yeah, with the coloring, yes. The initial black and white, of course, lines and everything else, that's not that slow, but I do have to watch the armor. Never ever in my life had to draw an armor like that, so that was first for me, but it worked out. He has the money because he put the work in it, he put the time in it, he came up with his own content based on his subject, and that he loves. If she loves it so much, she would not have been lazy. Yes, of course. Of course, but yeah, he reached this point where he can afford to do such things. Nobody does six-figure Warhammer. Yeah, somebody will, probably. Yeah, you're welcome, Maddie. You're welcome. Yeah, Discourse Mini used to do skit with cheap props and minimal cosplay. The comedy is what carries it. Exactly. I also actually did with some figures, which is called, if you haven't watched it, there's like a short video, and there's like, yeah, I'm painting that, by the way. The green screen is ruining it. But yeah, I'm painting this. I'm gonna put it on a Reaver, my Reaver, like Reaver, Ultramarine Reaver figure of McFarlane that I have, because he does not paint anything. He does not do anything. He just like comes up with this very cheap plastic and plain. Everything is plain and not painted. So I'm doing this figure in a way better way. But anyway. So yeah, I have this 15 reasons why the Emperor of Mankind sucks. Not that I think this way, for real. It's just a comedy. It's just a sketch. So if you want to watch that, you can. It's just with the action figures of McFarlane that I had in this time. So yeah. Okay, guys. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that more people will see this, just not with the emotion. Once again, not with the emotion. With what are the facts? How we can just look at them and assess them as they are. What is the problem here? The problem, well, of today's times in general is that we're all very, very emotional first, and then we do not supplement the emotion with actual logic and thinking, which we should have been doing, because this could save us a lot of trouble in life. You gotta think critically and then criticize things on that base. And of course, you can have emotion, but if that emotion is not supplemented by the thinking, by already the meaningful process in the head, then the emotion could be very empty. And you know what is happening with all the woke stuff, these days. It is all about the emotion. It's not about the logic. It's not about the thinking. It's about the emotion, how we feel and how we feel. Well, how you feel is not supplemented by critical thinking and logic, and that is what reality lies upon. It's first the facts, the thinking, the logic, then is the emotion. Emotion can be good if it's challenged. I mean, if it's if it's focused by already reasoning and thinking. So that is just what I want to leave you with. We are all going to benefit from being more objective with ourselves and others, and thus try to be fair with all the issues that we can encounter and all the things that we are trying to measure what is right, what is wrong, and how should we react in different situations and about different things. With that being said, I wish you a very good week, and we're going to see each other hopefully very soon. All the links are down below if you'd like to support me. I am doing all kinds of coaching and non-Slaneshi content, meaningful content, educational content, you know where, if you know where. But yeah, I'm doing it in my own pocket dimension of zero Slaneshi things and just tastefully done informational, meaningful content to help people really to achieve their fitness, relationship goals, whatever goals that have to do with mental health or physical health. I'm there for you guys to use this pocket dimension for that. It's actually good to be used for good as well. So thank you very much, guys, and until next time with me, the 40K Empress, Gary. Bye bye.